concludes the first half of our music portion. So now what we're going to do is have some people on to talk about Buckaroo Barn, how special it is, how different it is, and how it impacts their life. The first person we're going to have on is going to be Christy Chastain. She's the owner and the physical therapist at the Buckaroo Barn, and one of my bestest friends, and I love her so much. Christy, are you there?
I'm here.
Yay.
Can you hear
Okay.
me?
Yeah, I hear you. So, if you want to just talk a
Wow.
little bit about Buckaroo Barn and how awesome it is, and yeah, go for it.
Sure. Gosh, first of all, Aaron, you and Derek are amazing. Truth Sika, I mean, I don't know how y'all are pulling this off. I'm amazed by your technology savviness. You're always my go-to. So this is impressing me that we're pulling this off. But I'm so excited. And Jesse Outlaw Howard, you are so gifted. And thank you so much for sharing your gift with us and with our Buckaroos. And I love your heart for our foundation. It makes my heart so full. And look so forward to Nick Wood, a fat lip coming up next. You guys you guys are awesome. And we are so grateful to you for sacrificing your time. Um, this evening to come and do this for us. Um, uh, the foundation, hold on, mosquito stuff, like blowing my, okay. The foundation is just the biggest blessing that the Buckaroo Barn could have. A few years, well, it's been a while now, but a few years back, a parent and then just some other people just believed in what we were doing at the barn and believed in the treatment tools that we use through the horses at the Buckaroo Barn and saw the incredible success that these kids were having and the progress they were making, and just believed in what we were doing, but also saw such a need because insurance companies continue to have higher deductibles and provide less visits of physical therapy per year, or you can only go to so many therapy visits per year. So therapy is limited. Resources from insurance companies are limited. So the Buckaroo Foundation, and I just cannot thank you enough, all of you, board members and everybody that supports the foundation enough for the support you give the Buckaroo Barn and myself as a therapist. When a parent calls me and needs this kind of therapy for their child, but they are concerned about the financial burden of that I can say, you know what? The Buckaroo Foundation can help you and they can bridge the gap for you. And you don't have to worry about the financial side of things. If your kid needs this therapy, call them, they will help you. And it seems like just 100% of the time, the foundation comes through for people. Even just yesterday, I was talking to one of the foundation board members. This COVID break has really just put an exclamation mark on just the good.
I think we might have lost Christy. Okay. Well, she just was going to say that the COVID thing makes it even more important for us to donate and be able to provide therapy for these kids because a lot of other therapies have closed and can't open. And we're outdoors. We're lucky that we do our therapy on horseback and we're outdoors and we're able to sanitize everything in between. So we're able to get things going again. And we're just so grateful for anybody that's able to donate. And I think Christy's back, so I'll give her back just for a minute. Christy?
I'm so sorry. But anyway, but just this week, we have a child that has been off for 5 weeks because of the COVID stuff, came back to the barn. They are supported by the foundation, struggling because they have not had therapy in a month, and talked to a foundation board member and was just like, I just don't know. I feel like this kid needs 2 times a week instead of 1 time a week. What do you think? And you know, this foundation is so giving, and depending on how we do tonight is whether we can do more therapy for this kid. And so I'm just so grateful that 100% of the time the foundation is always there for families to support them financially so they can get the therapy their kids need, and not have a financial burden of that. And as a therapist, that is just such a blessing that I can do what we can do at the barn to help these kids, help these families, and it not be a burden to them because of the blessings of this foundation. So thank you all that are supporting this foundation. Thank you so much to the foundation board members, people that pour their hearts into this. Thank you so much again, Jesse and Nick, for sharing your gifts. And God bless you all, bless your futures. And I cannot wait to hear from these awesome kids that you're about to hear some awesome testimonies for. So God bless you all, and thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Christy. Okay, next up we have Shannon and Will Odom. They're going to talk about the therapy at the Buckaroo barn, and I think Will is going to tell you a little bit about his horse. Hey, Shannon, are you there?
Hey, can you hear us?
Yeah, you sound good.
Will, can you say hello?
Hello,
Tell them your name.
Will.
Say, I'm Will.
Will.
Hey.
So I will start before I steal Will's light. When Miss Christie first met Will, one of the things that she wanted to do with Will was strengthen his core and build his strength. And so she introduced the barn idea to me and my husband, and we were immediately on board with it. And absolutely, it has changed our life. It has changed Will's life. Through therapy at the barn, Will doesn't realize that he's working out. He's just having fun. He's riding the horse. He's playing with the employees. He is, increasing his strength every time, but he doesn't realize that he is. He's going to play at the barn. He's going to ride the horses, see the employees, and the employees. I don't even want to refer to them as employees. They've become our family. They've become Will's family. When he pulls up, he immediately starts yelling at Mason that he's going to beat him, racing the truck that he pushes a 12-pound ball in. Will works very, very hard there. And no matter what, they never give up on him. My husband and I we're amazed at the professionalism at the barn and the interest that everyone, Miss Christie and all of her staff, everybody takes in all the children. And they really want before you ever step foot at the barn or there in the arena, it's about the whole child. They want the best for the child, their best interest, and their health is number one. But they're interested. They're truly interested in these children and what they're doing and what their lives are about. And so we can't imagine our life without the barn, and that is true words from our home. And Will, I'm sure, will have a lot of good things to say about the barn. Would you like to talk about what you like to do at the barn, at Buckaroo Barn? Mm-hmm. Okay. Maybe Miss Erin can ask you some questions.
So, Will, what's the name of your horse that you ride?
Ranger.
What do you think his favorite snack is?
Hey.
Yeah, you're right. So what's your favorite thing to do? Like, all the games we play and the different things we do at the barn. What is your favorite game that we play at the barn?
Plus the 12-pound ball in the dump truck.
When you get to try to run over Mason every week, right? So, what else do you want to say? Anything else about the barn or the horses?
Why don't you tell everybody what you do at the barn? When you first get there, what do you do?
So I stretch, and then I leave out the door, and then I wait a couple minutes, and then I get up on the horse.
Okay, what do you do after you get on the horse? What is the first activity?
Somebody standing on the step, and they walk, and the horse walk off, and it goes, and we go in the barn a couple times, and
But don't you go down the trail? Okay. And then when you come back to the barn, what are some of the things you do while you're on the horse?
play baseball.
So see, the whole time Will is working his core muscles, and he doesn't realize it. He is there to ride the horses, see his favorite horses, play baseball, race Mason, and we will always support the barn. Even I can't even imagine Will not being there, but even in the days of Will finishing at the barn, and I can't even speak of that, but we will always be a supporter of Buckaroo Barn. What they do is amazing. There's just not even a word for it. It has changed our family. It has changed Will. It has given him a strength and confidence that is just unrivaled. And we are forever grateful for Miss Christie and all the staff. And like I said, I don't even want to refer to them as staff. They are our family. So we thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Yeah, thank y'all so much for coming on here. And we are a Buckaroo family. We are not your typical clinic atmosphere, and we all love each other very much and want each other to succeed. And thank you so much, Shannon, for coming on here and talking, and you too, Will, telling us about your therapy and all the games we play and telling us about Ranger. So thank you guys for coming on here.
All right, tell him have a good night.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so next up we have another patient and mom, Elizabeth and Nate Stanton. They're going to come on and kind of tell their little story. So are you there, Elizabeth?
Yeah, we're here. Can you hear us?
Hey, yeah, you sound good. Hey, Nate.
What are you going to say? Hey, well, my name's Elizabeth, and this is Nate, and he has been in therapy since he was 3 months old, and we were getting kind of, it's just a grind, and it's what's best for him, but sometimes it can get hard, and I was counting down the days until he turned 2 years old. I started pestering Miss Christie, I think, when he was about a year and a half, to see when we could get out to the barn, because I know horses changed my life, and I knew that they would change his. And so we didn't really know about the billing and how we were gonna figure it out financially. And so much of the time, that's what it's like being a special needs mom and dad. You just coming. you figure out what's best for your kid, and then you go from there. And so we have a super high deductible plan, and we get 25 PT visits or physical therapy visits a year. And by the time Nate turned 2 and we were eligible, we'd already used those for the year. And so I told Miss Christie when I first talked to her that we were going to be paying out of pocket, and it was going to be a stress, but we were going to do our best. And she said, I want you to apply for the Buckaroo Foundation scholarship. And I kind of told her we typically don't, get picked for stuff like that. And she said, I want you to apply. And so we did, and we were chosen. And when I got the phone call that we were going to be covered, it honestly just felt like the Lord was putting the right people with the right resources in place for us to move to this more just fun therapy and fun things for a 2-year-old to get out there and accomplish and just have fun with it. And we were just blown away that, number one, we had the opportunity to go. We had this wonderful barn in our area, and then that it was going to be covered. It just didn't seem like it was real. So So we just started going out there, and it's just been life changing. I mean, he loves to ride, and he looks forward to it every week, and he count down the day, and he knows Wednesdays is horse day. So it was definitely different during COVID when we didn't get to go, and so he was super happy to be back out there. But Buckaroo Foundation has just been such a blessing to our family and to Nate and the barn and Miss Christie and everybody that helps. I mean, it's just a fun place to be, and it doesn't feel like any other therapy. When we get there, you know, there's just kids and laughter and families, and no other therapy feels that way, not to mention the horses. So we're just thankful that we've been able to be a part of it, and so thankful for the Buckaroo Foundation to allow us to do it without financial concerns. So that's been such a blessing in our lives.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on here and talking about what an impact it has had in Nate's life and you guys' life. Nate, can you tell me who's your favorite little horse at the barn, the little short one? What's his name?
Big Tiny.
Say it
Big
louder.
Tiny, that's right.
Say it louder. You ready? Who's your favorite?
Big Tiny.
Yeah, Big Tiny.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much. It is truly a joy to be a part of Nate's journey and to be able to relieve some burdens from families like yours who already have so many, you know, concerns and questions. And it's nice to be able to just give people like you guys a hand and say, maybe you don't have to stress quite as much. But thank you for coming on here. So the next person you're going to hear from is Lori, Harold, and Allie.
You did great.
Allie, Lori.
Hello.
Are you guys there?
Yeah.
Hey.
You say hi.
Hi.
So this is Allie, and she, at 2.5 years old, was diagnosed with a rare form of muscular dystrophy. And in our research, we were told that two of the best forms of therapy for her diagnosis was in the water and on a horse. And long story short, we were led to Christy and the Buckaroo barn. She welcomed us with open arms. When we first started, Allie was about 2.5 back in 2016. And when she first started, her walking was very choppy. Her balance was not good. She was falling frequently. And when she fell, she was unable to pick herself up off the ground. She would have to crawl to an object and pull herself up. And within a month of starting at the barn, we saw more fluid, smoother walking. And about 6 weeks after starting at the barn, she fell one day and picked herself up off the floor all by herself, which left us all in tears. And we owe that all to Christy and our whole Buckaroo barn family. Allie was getting home physical therapy before we started at the barn, and it was very hard at the time to keep her engaged and interested. And like all the other mothers have said before me, the barn is fun. Can you tell them some of the activities you like to do on horseback? Do you like to play baseball?
Yeah. I like to play baseball. What else?
Do you throw the ball off the horse? And what's your horse's name?
Buttercup.
Buttercup. And she stands, and she's at a point now where she can put her arms out and not hold on for 5 seconds on the horse. So we're real proud of her. Do you have anything you want to say? No? Okay. Well, I just have to say, the Buckaroo barn has, oh, go ahead. Allie has something she wants to say. I don't know.
Yeah,
That you miss Buttercup?
I miss Buttercup, and the coronavirus stinks.
And it needs to go away.
And it needs to go away.
Yes, yes. In the past 5 weeks here, we've been using our trampoline as her unstable horse surface, and she's been doing all of her exercises there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
But it's still not as fun as Buttercup, is it? No. And the barn is like a family. The staff is like a family. And when I learned about the Buckaroo Foundation, I just had to get involved. And I've just been so blessed to be part of this foundation for the last several years. It's been so much fun. It's been a learning experience, and it has definitely given us new family members. And Allie has one more thing to say to everybody. Thank you. Thank you all so much for watching us and supporting us and donating to us. And there's a lot of great raffle prizes to be won. So make sure you get your tickets before noon tomorrow.
Right. Thank you guys so much for coming on and talking. Thank you, Allie, for showing up.
Thumbs up.
I love your picture. That's so awesome.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, like Lori said, we have 3 different raffle prizes. They are awesome prizes. You can get 4 tickets for $10. You can go to buckaroofoundation.org right now and get your tickets. If you're watching this after it's viewed, like after the live has already ended, you can still go until 12 noon on Friday, May 15th, and get your tickets. It's going to close at 12 noon, and then we're going to draw later tomorrow evening, Friday evening, and we'll